Okay, welcome to the Chat Decor Selection presentation 2020. My name is Leslie Randolph. I'm a part of the design department. And what we wanted to share with you today is what we like to call decor selection. The purpose of decor selection is to give our customers and then their downline customers an experience in between InterZoom shows. So we all know that InterZoom is kind of the big launch of all the trends. And in between, we think in our kind of ever-changing, fast-paced world, it's extremely important for you guys to have supplementary information. So just to kick things off, I can see that there's a lot of people in here already. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So first, oh, excuse me. Got to be smarter than the presentation, apparently. There we go. So starting out, since InterZoom, which was in 2019 in May, the world has experienced many changes, and they presented us all with a new set of challenges. The world impact of COVID is a crisis that's continuing and still growing. So it's extremely important that we have new solutions to use innovative tools and to create useful, high-quality products for you that help not only our customers, but our customers' customers to adapt to a new sense of normal. So it's this new normality that inspired our Decor Selection 2020. So when was the last time we spent so much time at home? Realistically, we're all adults. We've been in the workforce for a while. We're not spending a lot of time at home anymore. And what influences are going to shape the future of interiors? What are our homes and our work life and our life in general going to look like in the future? So with that, I want to discuss our first category, which is living spaces. So within the trend of living spaces, there's a trend of urbanization. This was already a big trend. It's been blurring the lines between home, work, and recreational activities for some time already. It's been amplified due to COVID, and with the social movement, stay home and stay safe, the idea of nesting is becoming a strong statement on social responsibility and your responsibility to society. Health and wellness are both at the forefront of this movement, and the desire to feel safe and secure continues to grow. Much like the urbanization trend, new spaces must be cross-functional. They have to have calming properties. Where it is safe to be social, most people are spending a lot of time outdoors in commune with nature. So natural elements like knots and cracks and wood grains are displaying a level of authenticity that consumers are craving. Another natural element, which is stone, appears as a soft accent to kind of accent any organic wood structures you're going to see in this presentation, and textiles are going to add that dimensional optic that just creates kind of a well-rounded sanctuary. So the first decor I want to talk about is Kalahari. It's a soft, cool stone. It offers a clean and modern appearance, and it pulls in organic qualities from natural stone, quartz veining. It has a nice color gradation, and it also adds a lot of visual depth to a living space. Next would be amberwood. So amberwood is embracing natural characteristics. We've left a lot of the knots and inclusions. It's soft, but it responds to the call for authenticity and environmental honor. Then by way of textiles, we have a particularly eye-catching decor. This one is called Dublin. It's imperfect in structure, so it actually mimics an authentic textile. This adds a lot of value to interiors on cabinets. It's more of the perceived value for the end consumer, where they feel they're getting a lot more for their purchase. It's realistic in appearance, and it's warm and has a lot of depth and visual appeal. It's very well suited for seating areas, any area where you would want to avoid a real textile, just for wear and tear reasons or even easy cleaning reasons. Next is Delano Oak, which has proven its staying power. This one was introduced at InterZoom, very popular, and the warm colorations and soft planking create comfort in your living space, and the natural characteristics, again, add that authenticity, just another layer. And then we also have Micro. So this one is a kind of visual, it takes you a little bit further than a solid wood because there's some visual interest there. And it's really nice when it's paired with other solid stones, wood grains. It's basically just like the upgrade to your traditional solid. So next is working spaces. We've seen a huge shift here. So workspaces are answering the call of the current social climate, and they often require employees to work from home if they can. So a lot of companies are saying, hey, we don't know that it's really safe for you to return yet, so we're going to allow you to work from home if your job functions kind of line up with that vision. Obviously, not every job is able to do that, but for the most part, if you're in a creative field or more of a sales field, that is possible for you. So companies are seeing that with this added flexibility and trust, they're lowering their overhead and they're creating a more comfortable working scenario. Wood decor is incorporated in co-working and home office spaces lean in a warm and energizing direction, while stones and textiles present soft and cool tone impressions. So the balance of this color palette really mimics the balance of work and life and creates a multi-dimensional style. So we're all obviously familiar with the scenario of this lady right here next to her big bottle of sanitizer. So the first decor I want to talk about is Golden Veins. This is one of our digital prints. I like this one a lot because it adds visual interest to work from home or traditional office spaces, and it's got a really strong geometric design. It's outlined in a faux gradient that has a metallic look, but not a true metallic ink. It's a soft gray stone base, and the way it's tiled provides a compelling design with a lot of interest, but at the same time, it's not overwhelming or distracting in a workspace. And next would be Life Oak. So Life Oak is fairly new, and the soft figuring of Life Oak contributes to the sense of calm. It promotes clarity of thought when working, and it blends with the aesthetic sensibilities usually found in a home. So it's not going to stick out like a sore thumb with what you already have going on. Then we have Paris. So Paris is another textile decor. We've been very heavy in textiles. It's just another layer of what we do. We're known for our wood grains. Of course, we have our stones, but we want to offer added value with things that are a little bit of a step up or an upgrade from a traditional solid. So this is a very fine decor. It has a kind of a fine zigzag structure. Horizontal and vertical lines give the pattern a subtle feeling of motion. Paris is irregular and anything but clean, but it makes it more authentic. It looks like a more traditional, authentic textile. And this decor is perfect for use in interiors, for closets, and it also fits perfectly on seating or as a covering on the outside of a drawer front, and then also any alcove areas. Next is Tropea Oak. So as we know, oak is king in North America. It's not going anywhere. This one I particularly like because it meets the demand for linear wood grains, and it brings a subtle enhancement to small spaces. Being the most popular species, again, it really addresses the unwavering desire for subtle oaks that fit into that Scandinavese trend that we know and love, and obviously is not going anywhere. And then we have Coastline Oak. So this one is awesome. It's based on a long untreated wood plank. We managed to preserve both the natural appearance of the wood as it turns slightly green in nature and maintain the wavy structure that's created as the wood dries. This wood was created with an unusually large pattern repeat, meaning it's not endless, but you're going to get a lot more virgin material. And the finely textured decor exhibits a clear grain pattern, really large flowered sections, and it's an exciting design for furniture and interior design. It's the length of the planks, I think, really adds to the value of it with this kind of extra large, larger than life format. And then last but certainly not least is the areas that we address as public spaces. So you have your home life, you have your work life. Those two have kind of blended because of COVID. But now in your third place is kind of everywhere you land in between. So the current situation is obviously a challenge for all of us. Public life has become basically a standstill in most parts of the world. We all want that closeness and those shared experiences, and we actually want them even more than we did before. For example, I'm an introvert, and I'm now feeling like an extrovert because I've been so kind of isolated from all of this, and I'm sure I'm not alone in that. So creative people are so much more in demand, more so than ever before, and new solutions are consistently emerging. Alternatives to familiar meeting spaces. So basically, we can't just go to the movies and all sit in a shared space anymore. We have to do things in a safe way. And a lot of companies have come up with some really cool alternatives and really cool solutions, and we, of course, want to follow suit. So adaptations to these public areas are challenging the way we use the spaces, and they're putting a heavy reliance on outdoor venues, and basically just accommodating the social distancing movement. So whether we're on holiday or we're traveling in an RV, these kind of forms of road trip travel are getting more and more important. People aren't as comfortable on airplanes as they were before. So it's a lot more common to see people hop into a car and go on a road trip. So this is shifting our public spaces from shops, just stores, restaurants, hotels, all the typical places we're used to going. It's shifting those to things like public parks, rest areas, outdoor venues, pretty much anything outdoor is safe. Spaces basically, in a nutshell, have to be flexible and consistently evolving. So the first decor here would be our Newport Maple. This scores highly. It has a varied play of colors. It's made up of light and dark areas. The color transitions create a really natural look. The decor is made up of a variety of materials, including mirrored surfaces and knots, and it creates an exciting, lively overall picture. It's rather untypical for maple, and it's colored in a muted brown tone, so the layout reflects current color trends. This is something we're seeing kind of gaining a little bit of momentum in interest in North America, is just this maple, kind of the new maple. So next we have Pure. This we call a touch of brightness. So it's a fine marble structure. It kind of has a barely there look to it. It has visual depth, but it's not as in your face as stones of the past. So it's kind of this whisper white effect. It's very attractive in multiple colorations, but this one that we're showing in this presentation actually addresses more of the trend direction. Then we have Ambra. So the special feature of Ambra is its handmade structure. In order to achieve this, the developers processed a stainless steel surface so that the end result would have an all-over structure that could be used in a ton of different ways. So Ambra sets accent as a back wall, countertop, tabletop. Modern kitchens and apartments really thrive with decors like this. And the metallic look is emphasized by its light cement structure. So it's not a true metallic in that there's no pearlescence to it, but it has that effect. The subtle grain has kind of a rough sponge effect, and it's basically an all-around modern decor for interior design. Then we have Catania Oak. So this one is not brand new. A lot of what we have in here is a blend between existing decors and some of our most recent decors to just show, it's a dimmer, not a light switch, as you're deciding kind of how you're allocating your line or merchandising things. It's important that things don't die a hard death. And that's something that we like to stress at Chat Decor is things have a long life here. We like to design future thinking, but also making sure we have a pulse on what's current. So with Catania Oak, there's side cut cathedrals, various rustic details, and it gives the furniture a lively look. So thanks to the fine poured structure sections and the growth lines, it has a really nice overall balanced effect. And this particular colorway is one of my favorites because it's kind of the new direction of browns and grays. We've seen everything so grayed off for such a long period of time. Now we're shifting back to brown, but again, dimmer, not a light switch. So this is kind of that in between. Then we have Duna. So Duna is another textile decor. This picks up on the fabric trend that we're seeing in the market. It's got a fine pattern. Again, none of our textiles are going to be, crazy overdeveloped. We like to keep things simple and kind of calm. So this really represents a modern alternative to standard solid colored surfaces. It has its own subtle interpretation, and it can be used again as an interior or even drawer facings, alcoves, closets, applications like that. So more time at home and fewer social engagements basically open the door for an increase in home improvement projects. So DIY kitchen remodels, flooring replacements, a lot of consumers feel confident tackling at-home projects, especially with the support and guidance of home improvement television, big box stores, bloggers, pretty much any way you slice it. If you need to do something around the home, you can find somebody online who's done it and you can kind of follow suit. So the ability to use remodeling and decorating simulators online puts power in the hands of the consumer. So it cuts out the lengthy, expensive consultation times and back and forth with professional interior designers. Another strong uptick is in the world of RTA furniture. So easy to ship assembly furniture is adding many people are adding this to their space. They want to have the perfect home office, and this is the way to do it. You can have it delivered to your house, you unpack it, you put it together, and you're done. And they're often able to do kind of what we call hacks to make their perfect storage scenarios. So first in this grouping is the Noche Tortona. So this is a very traditional yet forward-thinking Italian design. So it's inspired by the beauty of the region of Tortona. It has an Italian flair. It's very much a leadership decor. There's a really strong figuring in here and high contrast. It can be beautifully combined and used in public areas or private homes, and it looks great with matte black solids. Very modern in its overall look. Then we have our Canyon Manhattan Pine. So this one is a more classic pine, but it has a really cool, unusual structural effect. So a veil was made of concrete with a slightly granular character, and so it makes this a very exciting decor, in my opinion. There's smudge marks, very simple pattern areas, varied flowers. It has a really versatile look, and the typical pine cracks with the light shadow reflections make the pre-brushed material particularly effective as a flooring decor. So it can be used kind of either way in either space, but could be very powerful as a flooring decor, as you can see in the image there. Then we have our Healaya. So Healaya was released for InterZoom in a really large scale format. It was very cool. It was like 4 huge mirrored pieces. This can also be used as an overlay product, so it can be backlit, as you can see in the image on the left there. It is perfect for front desks, facades, hospitality spaces, basically any large lobby gathering area, and it has a really nice crystalline structure, so it's addressing that agate trend that we're seeing in the stone world. So a few weeks ago, our microsite for the Decor Selection went live. Hopefully you received an email with a link to the site. On this site, you can see the entire collection of decors, along with all the trend information regarding our take on how to adapt to this new normality. At the end of this, you can go to that site and kind of poke around, see what you like, see what you want to order, and reach out, and we're happy to help you. So this is the ordering form you will see as you scroll to the bottom of the microsite. You'll be able to order samples and renderings. First, please choose the decors that you would like to see samples of first. Then you can select the format that you want to receive them in. So for physical samples, your options are decor paper, HPL, and finish foil. You can also choose to receive digital images of the decors if you're at home and you don't want to receive a lot of samples. And then if you want to see these decors in rendered images, you can request that as well. We have these resources for you. So please fill out your contact information, submit your order, and then we will receive a notification of your order and be happy to follow up with you as soon as we receive your samples and your images or your images, whichever you choose. So that is the Decor Selection presentation. I have an opening for Q&A. If anyone has a question, feel free to throw it my way, and if I have the answer, I'm happy to give it to you. I'll leave it open for a little bit. And then again, if you can't think of anything for the Q&A in the actual call today, we are always available to answer questions, whether it's members of design or members of sales. Just reach out, ask us whatever you want to know, and we will do our best to get you answers in a timely fashion. Again, this has been the Decor Selection presentation for 2020. And I'm going to go ahead and sign off. So it was really nice getting to talk, it would have been nice to talk to you, but it was nice to talk at you as well. And I'm happy that you guys came, and I will talk to you all later.